Hello and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new tier list. Today is our final episode in the starter stage mini series tier list thing. We have went from the highs of Bulbasaur and Trico to the lows of Brionne and Drizzile, and now we are moving on to see which starter evolution I think is the best. We have an incredible assortment of final stages. A lot of the final stages are either really good or really bad, and let's go on and rank them. Starting off strong with Venusaur, yeah, I want to just put this one in S. Venusaur is so cool, just so like endearing as well. I'm just a massive fan of Venusaur overall. Just such a great finishing point to the Bulbasaur line. He's such a big giant, but yet lovable and friendly dinosaur plant guy. Yeah, I just think he's so sick. I love him. Charizard follows suit on this list by also being an S tier. Now you guys might disagree with this, you might think he's very overrated, but in my personal opinion, he is one of the best starters that we've ever had. I love Charizard. Mega Constructs Charizard, incredible. I love him. How can you not like this guy? Blastoise, also S tier? Shit, I'm gonna have such a top heavy list. The Kanto starters are just so good, so yeah, I gotta be honest, all three of them are just on par with each other. I love them all. It's one of the only Pokemon games where I'm happy to just play for the game with all of them. Like, no matter what, every day I'm feeling a different one. You know, in the Infinite Fusion series we're doing, I pick Squirtle, big fan, love him. But any other day, as I mentioned in that video, I could have picked Bulbasaur, I could have picked Charmander, I would have been more than happy. Meganium, you're about the middle tier for me, Meganium. I don't think it's awful, I just don't think there's much about it. That, again, with the whole Chikorita line, it's kind of like this, other than Bayleaf, Chikorita and Meganium, they're not bad, they just don't have anything about them that just makes me like them. Like, I don't hate Meganium, I like it to a degree, but it's just like, I can't love it like I love the rest of the stars. There's nothing there defining it. Like, sure, there's a big flower and it's a big dinosaur, but, you know, we've got Venusaur with that. Typhlosion, B. 3D model is so bad. No, I'm going to put it in B. I'm going to put it in B. And then the other Typhlosion will also be B. I think they're on par with each other. I think it's interchangeable, whether you like... at least for me, I think it's interchangeable which one I like more. For Alligator, the best of the Johto starters, in my personal opinion. Solid line, one of the most solid starter lines we've got. In recent times, it's been quickly just rising and rising and rising up as one of my favorites. He's just so sick. Like, I've always loved for Alligator, but I used to prefer Typhlosion. But obviously that's changed. For Alligator, for me, just so cool and also just so cute. Sceptile is also going to be S, but you remember how I said that the Trico line was my favorite in the last two ones? Sceptile is not as good as Grovyle. And that's just my personal thing. I think Sceptile's he's still a little bit over-designed. He's a little bit over-designed. He's got a bit too many features that he doesn't kind of need in my personal thing, but he is still really cool. Blaziken is cool. I'm actually just going to move these guys all up to A. Because I'm just looking at the rest of the Pokemon that we have, and I don't think I have any specific Pokemon that I'm waiting to put in A. Blaziken, obviously, one of the strongest starters that we've got with a speed boost ability. Probably my least favorite of the Hoenn starters, but the Hoenn starters are just too good. Again, just one of the best frees that we've ever had. I would happily choose any of them. Moving on to Swampert, who is an S tier for me. Again, I did say this is going to be a top heavy one. I think a lot of the final stages of the starters are just really, really good. I think they're really solid. I think it's either you're at the top or you're at the bottom, to be honest. I don't think there's many that are going to be in that mid tier. Moving on to Torterra, and again, I've got to put him up there in S for me. Torterra is so good. Torterra is just sick. He's one of my favorite starters, and I just love him. Big dinosaur guys are just always going to do well for me. As you can kind of see, a lot of the Pokemon in S are kind of just dinosaur boys. Infernape for me, not as good as the S tiers, but he's just a rung below that for me. When I used to do competitive Pokemon battle and I used to like using Infernape, I thought it was kind of... It wasn't my favorite Pokemon to use, but I liked using him every so often. I had a couple good sets with him. Empoleon. I'll put Empoleon into A as well. Definitely better than Prinplup. Definitely better than Piplup. I like the typing as well, Water Steel. Just feels cool. So now we have Serperior, Emboar, and Samurott, and these guys are all just going to go in the same tier for me. I just think they're a bit below the ones above it. But again, I think they're all really solid. I don't think people should hate on them as much as they do. Hisui and Samurott, again, just in that B tier, I think. Maybe I'd rank Hisui and Samurott up here. Maybe he's a little bit cooler. I was really looking at Samurott and I actually quite like him. But again, that doesn't mean anything about the Gen 5 guys. I think they're pretty good. I've tried to like Chestnut, but I just don't. I think he's pretty bottom tier. I've got a lot. I can't lie. I think he's one of the weakest starters that we've ever had. Just, he looks so awkward. I'm just not a fan. And to follow up on that, Delphox as well. Delphox and Chestnut really let us down. And in my personal opinion, I think Gen 6's final evolutions are the weakest we've ever had. Again, I've said it in the last couple of videos, like, I think Greninja's really overrated. I like Greninja, he's not as good as Frogadier. I just think Gen 6 as a whole, really weak on the starter front. Yeah, Greninja can go up to A tier. Like, I think Greninja's good. I prefer Frogadier. I prefer Frogadier. Decidueye. I kind of like him and I kind of don't. I'm going to go with it. Oh, people are not going to like it though. I like Decidueye's like animation for his special move. I'm just not like, I don't love the design. Like whenever there's like a pole, Decidueye and Greninja are really high on those poles. For me personally, I think they're a bit overrated. I can't lie. I don't think they're as good as the ARS Pokemon, but that's just my opinion. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please, guys. Incineroar's S tier. Fun fact, I love wrestling and I like big cats. So just having this big heel cat guy who actually is like just a cutie, I like it a lot. Primarina, same tier as Meganium, I think. Maybe it's not Primarina's fault, maybe it's the fault of Brionne, but I'm just not a massive fan of Primarina, to be honest. I just not. I'm sorry if I'm not saying much for some of these Pokemon. I just don't have a lot to say about some of them. Rillaboom, solid guy, solid monkey. I think he's solid. I used to like him a lot more, but obviously I'm not a massive fan of Rillaboom. I prefer Grookey, and I think maybe Thwackey as well. But yeah, I like Rillaboom. I just don't think he's as good as Grookey. I would rather just have a Grookey, to be honest. Cinderace. Greninja and Decidueye, you kind of can just tell they're going to be the popular one. Cinderace was the same, but I do think Cinderace is better than the other two. I like Cinderace a lot. I think it's got a lot of charm, a lot of character to it. I like rabbits and I like football, so what can I say? Inteleon, I'm sorry. Like, you're just awkward. Like, the whole line, you're just awkward. I don't vibe with it, I've got to be honest. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Meowscarada and Skeledirge. Meowscarada can go in B tier. I think Meowscarada's decent. And I'll be putting Skeledirge into A, I think. I just don't... Again, like, I think Skeledirge just has a couple design things I'm just not a massive fan of. Meowscarada is okay. I just don't have like a massive connection with it. But yeah, I think Gen 9 has some solid starters until we get to this Toe guy, who I just don't like. I knew it was going to be top heavy going into it, and that's just a staple of my tier lists. I'm just a very positive Pokemon fan. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it though. Just to clarify, it's not ranked within the tier, so I don't think Typhlosion is better than Samurott or anything like that. I've not ranked within the tier. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. If you've watched all 3 parts, thank you so much. You guys probably now hate me for how I feel about some of your starter Pokemon, but that's just how it is. Let me know your favorite final stage starter evolution and your least favorite final stage starter evolution in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything you disagree with, if you agree with, and let's have a conversation in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're trying to hit 300 subscribers by the end of the year. This has been our starter tier list series, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.